What can I say? Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0, in a game that I was going into confident for the first time in years. And I think we had the right to be. But that was more than a shit show of a performance from pretty much the whole team. I think De Gea and Fred are the only two that can come away, and some of the subs that can come away with any sort of pat on the back, or do you know what I mean, or just not as bad as the others. But people will be going at De Gea as well because he's had 7 goals scored past him, but where's the defence helping him out? Like, poor beyond belief yesterday, embarrassing against one of our biggest, probably our second ever biggest rivals in my opinion. Some people argue that they're our all-time biggest rivals, but for me, second biggest. And I thought we would go there and get a result. And whether or not it's because the players let that Carabao Cup trophy go to their head, I don't know. I can't explain what I saw yesterday, because I can't work out if Liverpool were that good or if we were just that bad. And I think it was a combination of both, but probably more that we were that bad, because several of the goals we've had about 4 or 5 opportunities to clear some of these goals, and we couldn't. We looked like, it was like watching Benny Hill, and it was worse than what we saw under Solskjaer, and I just don't understand where it came from. Because if that's what winning a trophy does to you, and you get too comfortable, we don't deserve to be winning any trophies, and we have no place in winning a trophy if they're going to respond like that. We need to now see a response in the next game against Southampton, but it still doesn't take away the hurt and the embarrassment of yesterday. Losing like that. I'm not going to be happy if we lose against Liverpool anyway, but if we lose 2-1, 3-1, I can cope with it. Not 7-0. I mean, I can't explain what I saw yesterday. It was like it was Solskjaer again at the helm, and it was even worse. And let's not forget, the likes of Maguire didn't play. Lindelof didn't play. McTominay didn't start. I know he came on and it probably got worse, but he didn't start. And we were still, 2 or 3 goals down, even with McTominay off the pitch. Casemiro was poor. Rashford was non-existent. Varane was poor. Martinez was poor. Shaw was a joke. Anthony, I'll get into the ratings in a minute. I'm not actually going to give a man of the match for this video because I'm that disgusted in the bunch of them that I don't think we deserve to be saying anyone should get man of the match when you're on a losing side by 7-goal margin, which, by the way, has just messed up our goal difference in the league. So all that work that we've been putting in is just gone in one game. I think Ten Hag got stuff wrong as well. I'm going to get into him too. I don't understand why... We're getting to Ten Hag right now. I don't understand why he put Bruno on the left to go up against Trent when we know Trent ain't got recovery pace. So why not put Rashford in his natural position where he performs the best, and you've got the speed factor to dominate Trent, and he puts Rashford as a number 9. Weghorst as a number 10, which he's done in other games and it hasn't worked, and it didn't work again. Bruno on the left wing. I don't understand what he's doing there. I don't understand why he did it. Anthony on the right was an absolute shambles. And I've been saying for weeks now that Garnacho deserves to be starting ahead of him. And then look what he does again yesterday. He was absolutely terrible. Body language, work rate, effort, ability, just non-existent. I don't even know what to say today, to be honest. And this is a day removed from the game. And I'm still like, what happened? Because it's not like leading up to this game we was doing these performances. It was the polar opposite. And we've had the better season than Liverpool have. It says it in the table. But what the hell? How can you go to Anfield and put in a performance like that? Your pride and everything's gone. It's gone. 7-0. As I said, we need a response. I think we probably will beat Southampton. But that yesterday is unacceptable. I don't know what to say, guys. I really don't. Player ratings, De Gea 4. Maybe you could do a bit better on a few of the goals, but I don't really think so. I give him a below average because of the amount of goals that went past him. But you have to beat the defence first, and they did easily. So I don't think David De Gea is to blame for yesterday. Delo 3, I thought he was poor. I thought he got caused problems down the left constantly, or down his right, if you will, the whole game. I think he got caught a lot defensively, and going forward, I don't think he offered a lot. Are you fucking joking me right now? Fuck's sake. For me, Delo 3, and I don't think he should have started ahead of Aaron Wan-Bissaka either, so that's another thing I'd put on Ten Hag. Varane 3, not the dominant display that we've come to expect from him. I thought he looked sloppy, failed to clear the ball a lot, got caught a lot, was embarrassed. 3, Martinez, I thought was good through periods of the game, but as the game went on, he got embarrassed, and similar to Varane, couldn't clear the ball. He was tripping up, he was getting skinned. One of the goals they scored, he slipped, and it was just all going wrong. And even with these players that have been performing for us, they all look like utter shower of shit. So 3 for Martinez. Shaw 3, but he could arguably be a 2 with Anthony. Spoiler alert. There's one goal they score where Shaw just smacks it against one of our own players and they score from it. Just clear the fucking ball. And then he comes out and does an interview afterwards with talking under his breath like a little child because he don't want to come and face the cameras. Well, don't fucking perform like that then, and you won't have to do it. And from Shaw, you expect more from him. He's an experienced player in the squad, and he has been good this season, but that yesterday, he was arguably, I think, 2 of the worst players on the pitch. 3 for Shaw. Fred 4, got subbed for McTominay, and I think out of him and Casemiro should have been subbed, because I think Fred was better than him yesterday. He wasn't great, but I don't think he made as many mistakes as anyone else did. His work rate was there from the get-go. He looked up for it from the get-go, and he got subbed off. So Fred 4, Casemiro 3. I thought he lost the ball countless times. Couldn't track back in time with the speed. Suffered with that in the recovery pace, and just looked not himself. So 3 for Casemiro. Anthony 2. Like every time he lost the ball yesterday, he refused to track back. He's weak on the ball. He gets muscled off too easily. His body language is a joke. He blames other players for when he puts shit balls into the box because they don't get near it, instead of blaming himself. He wastes so many chances where he shoots and it's just too easy for the keeper. And he doesn't track back enough, and then he wants to blame others. I don't think he should be anywhere near this team right now. 2 for Anthony, worst player on the pitch for me. Bruno 4. I think he started to resort back to what we saw of him last year with his petulance and wanting to get the referee to save him. I don't want to see that, and it's starting to creep back in. I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch, but it definitely wasn't a captain's performance. So 4 for Bruno. Rashford 4. Had a chance or 2 that he should have done better with. At least one of them he should have probably scored, and he didn't. It was pretty quiet in the game. 4. Weghorst 4. Just not good enough at this level. So, yeah, I don't think he was the worst, but not great. 4. And then the subs, Malacia, McTominay, Sabitzer, Garnacho, and Elanga as well. But Elanga was on the pitch for long, so I'd give him an average. Sabitzer and Malacia, I'd probably give an average too. I don't think they did anything wrong when they came on. Garnacho, I gave him a 4, but didn't really have the ball or receive the ball at all. So his rating was for a lack of service, and he should have started ahead of Anthony anyway and be given more opportunity and time. And McTominay a 3 because he comes on, gets his routine yellow card, thinks he's a fucking soldier or a G.I. Joe, and he looks like an absolute fucking spanner. And he's nowhere near good enough to be in this team. And Ten Hag for me a 3 because tactically he got it wrong. As I said earlier on, why put Bruno on the left against Trent when you know that someone like Rashford could dominate him with the pace alone? I just don't understand it. Weghorst at 10, what are you doing? Rashford is the number 9, what are you doing? And the lower head of Aaron Wan-Bissaka on current form, what are you doing? I don't understand why he did that yesterday, and it showed. So I'm not even going to give a man of the match performance for this because no one deserves it. Fair play to Liverpool. They haven't looked like that at all this year, and this could turn their season around. And if it does, Ten Hag has a lot to answer for, as do the players. I'll see you guys soon.